I cracked SEO, and for the last 2 years that I've been running my agency, I've turned ranking on the first page of Google into literal child's play. I've broken down our process into 5 main steps, and in this video, I'm going to be revealing them to you. But you need to do them in this order if you want to actually outrank 99% of your e-commerce competitors, including brands like Amazon, and add tens of thousands of dollars to your monthly revenue. You might be wondering what even gives me the right to make these kinds of claims. Well, recently I helped a brand grow from $3,000 a month to $343,000 a month in 48 days using this exact same process. I also helped another brand grow from 12K to 84K in 9 months, and another brand grow from 43K to 72K in 8 months, all using the exact same system and process that I'm going to show you here. I do this consistently for every single one of my e-commerce clients. Skipping any one of the steps or even doing them out of order could ruin your results. So make sure you watch to the end of the video, actually implement each and every one of the steps, and I guarantee you that you will rank on page 1 in no time. Step 1 here. Let's address the basics of technical SEO. I want to get something out of the way here. You do not need to know how to do technical SEO. I don't even know how to code that well. I took 2 semesters of computer science in college and we learned C++, not HTML. You definitely do not need to be an expert, all right? These are things that you need to focus on. Basic site structure, broken links and 404s, long 301 chains, thin duplicate content, pagination, and schema. Might feel like a lot. I'm telling you, it's really not that hard. There are free videos and articles all over the internet that will show you exactly how to do all of these things totally for free. If you need something specific, literally just Google it. If you're on Shopify, there are thousands of forums and free resources out there for your specific question and even your specific Shopify theme. I guarantee you, if you have a question, someone else has already asked the exact same question and probably had it answered by 10 or more people on a forum. So you should use that to your advantage, okay? I guarantee you, you're not the only person asking that question. In terms of technical SEO, here's what you absolutely should not do. Please do not spend a single minute stressing over your page speed score, no matter what Shopify or Core Web Vitals or whatever tells you. The only reason you would need to even think about page speed is if it was like terribly slow. And I mean like 4 or 5 or more seconds, okay? You are going to experience diminishing returns the more time you spend trying to reduce this page speed. If it's under 3, leave it alone. There are way bigger levers to pull. Do not stress about custom theme edits. I work with brands that literally do $100,000 a month on free Shopify themes that have very minimal edits. I can tell you that no amount of customization is going to magically make you successful. Simply, it will not. It will not. Do not spend more than a couple of hours on technical SEO outside of like the first month of your strategy. Okay, there are bigger levers to pull after you've taken care of these basics. And really, like if you want to do maintenance, just run a crawl on if Google Search Console's free, you can get updates there, and then run a crawl with the free version of Screaming Frog. Or if you have Ahrefs or SEMrush, you can set up weekly crawls there. Okay, fix the basic things. You don't need a perfect score on Ahrefs or SEMrush audit. You do not. All right, just be above average, like 70, 80 score on that is fine. And as long as you don't have any major glaring issues, please move on. Next up, visualize your keyword research as a customer funnel. Most people think about keyword research. I mean, I do it in a spreadsheet, which I think most people probably do. But you need to think about it from a funnel perspective. All right. It is simultaneously the easiest thing to get right and also easiest thing to up in SEO. I literally just consulted for a brand whose previous agency fundamentally misunderstood how search intent for specific keywords worked. The good news is that brand is not alone. Most brands get this wrong. They make it so easy to outrank them because they're just dumb. Honestly, it does not matter what setup tools you use. The one thing you absolutely have to get right in terms of keyword research is the search intent and funnel mapping part. So the keywords you choose for your products and collections, without a doubt, like no discussion at all, have to have purchase intent. If you have a keyword you want to rank a product page or a collection page for, you need to search that keyword and you need to absolutely make sure that the top 10 results are products or collection pages. If they are a blog post, for example, then that keyword clearly does not have purchase intent. It has more of an informative question type intent. You cannot force Google to change intent. If you try to rank, I don't know, like creatine. If you want to sell creatine online and you try to rank your product page for how to take creatine, like I don't care how good your page is and how many links it has, it's never going to rank. You need a blog post to target a keyword like how to take creatine. When it comes to purchase intent, especially in the case of e-commerce, this is like the bottom of your funnel, right? Someone is ready to buy something. So I recommend that you find every single one of these purchase intent, bottom of funnel keywords first. You're an e-commerce brand, you're here to make money, so it would make sense that you need to find these keywords first. I call them money keywords, bottom funnel keywords. By doing this first, this will also protect you from keyword cannibalization because you've mapped out the entire bottom of your funnel for your on-page strategy, all right? Once you have every single one of those keywords mapped out to a product or collection page or even a landing page, Then and only then should you move up a stage in your funnel. Now, here is where most brands go very, very wrong with keyword research. They think their brand has just one funnel to get to their products. This is not true. I don't care which brand you are. Every single product and collection, like if you have 10 products and 10 collections, all 10 products and all 10 collections have their own individual funnels. Like in that example, there are 20 unique funnels. Let's say you're a natural beauty brand, right? If you're a beauty brand, you probably have like minimum 10 products. Let's say sunscreen is one of those, okay? Let's say you probably also have a face sunscreen. Maybe you have a mineral face sunscreen. You also have an organic face sunscreen, okay? Each of these steps has a unique funnel, okay? If you sell an organic face sunscreen, that is fundamentally different than selling a mineral face sunscreen, okay? If you sell a face sunscreen, that is different than a body sunscreen. Sunscreen is different than moisturizer. Like all of these are unique, right? Yes, you're selling skincare, but each product has its own unique funnel, okay? Now, to figure out how this funnel works, you now need to find keywords in the middle of the funnel. So now you're up one step from the bottom that are directly related to your specific bottom of funnel keyword, okay? So don't think about the whole brand like skincare. You're not finding middle of funnel skincare keywords. You're finding middle of funnel organic sunscreen, organic face sunscreen keywords. I would recommend starting with the keywords at the bottom of your funnel that have the highest upside for your business and then mapping out what that funnel looks like. So the middle and top of funnel, right? And then once you figure out what those keywords are, like you should figure out the keywords for the funnel and then map them to the funnel stage, whether that's middle or top or somewhere in between. Do one funnel at a time. Your goal with targeting middle of funnel keywords is to convince them that yours is the best option among all of your competitors. You have to separate yourself from the competitors, right? How do you do this? Best of, versus type content, reviews type content, top best of, those are the same more or less. Case studies, right? So in the case of like sunscreen, for example, something like the top 10 best facial sunscreens or top 10 best mineral facial sunscreens, right? You could do a landing page with like reviews of the facial sunscreen, like why all of your existing customers like it so much. You know, if your facial sunscreen has less ingredients or it's healthier or it's more waterproof than like your top competitor, like definitely create a page letting your customers know that. It may feel weird to just call out a competitor, but it does not. Like you're here to sell. You're not here to make friends. Like that's what you need to do. Okay. Now you've covered all those keywords in the middle, right? Now you're going to go up a step, top of the same funnel. Okay. You're not moving to the middle of the next funnel. You're moving to the top of the same funnel because the reason we do this, like I'm just going to reiterate, like the reason we do all one funnel at the same time is because your brain is so locked into what this, you're like pretty much in a zone. So you don't want to pull yourself out of it and move to another funnel where you be distracted and not as efficient. Okay. If you're doing like best of, reviews, case studies, versus type content, like you're practically masquerading as a customer. Like you know what they're looking for and what they're asking about, okay? So we got the middle, move up to the top. Figure out exactly what kinds of questions and things people are searching for at the very top of your funnel. The only goal of these keywords is to pull users into the funnel, right? The top is technically part of the funnel, but it's really like kind of just problem aware at this point, right? They're not even sure what they want or if they want anything. These kinds of keywords are gonna be like, what is something, how to use something, what are the benefits of something, tips for using something or whatever, right? So in sunscreen, like what is face sunscreen? Like what's so special about face sunscreen? Are there benefits to facial sunscreen? If so, what are they? Tips on how to look for a facial sunscreen. Tips on how to use a facial sunscreen. How to use facial sunscreen for kids. Like all these different things, right? Only once you've completed the top of the funnel keyword research for every single individual once you've completed top funnel research for that same funnel, then you can move on to the next funnel. Now, step 3 here. Optimize each page for exactly the keyword that you mapped to it. So, keyword research. We did all of the bottom of the funnel first. That is how you're going to do on-page optimization, okay? Again, you're here to make money, so it makes zero sense to start writing blogs or building out a funnel if you haven't yet taken the time to optimize all of your products and collections for purchase intent keywords. There is a good chance that if your site has been around for a while and you make a few optimizations to the bottom of your product and collection pages, there's a good chance you may find yourself on page 1, and that's great because as you start writing blogs, now you can increase those rankings further, right? But if you do all of the optimizations at once, or you wait months to do them for some reason, then you're just missing out on making money, and we're not here to do that. Do all the products and collections first. That is what we do for every single brand we bring on, and then we move into the funnel creation, the middle and top funnel, content creation, all right? So how do you optimize those? Very simple. For every product or collection page, put the target keyword in the following places. Your page title /H1, this will be your product or collection title, meta title, meta description, URL slug, image alt text, first sentence of that content, and a few more times naturally throughout the copy. If you have 25 to 50 products or collections, you are going to be so bored by the end of it. You're going to be bored by like the 10th product. I can almost guarantee it. It's going to feel so redundant, and it's probably going to feel like hitting this stupid checklist that won't actually matter at the end of the day. I'm telling you it matters. The reason is because if you don't get bored, or if you get bored but you keep doing it anyway, like you're going to beat the people who gave up when they got bored. 99% of your competitors are going to do like a few pages. They're going to optimize a few pages and they're like, all right, that's enough. We'll just call it a day. And they're lazy. And that's like the truth with SEO is SEO is like not this, there's no like secret hack to doing it. It's just like doing a lot of things over a long enough period of time. And that's how you win out. Most of the big results I drive for brands in the first like 30 to 45 days is quite literally just doing this step. Most of their competitors, just like yours, stopped optimizing their products and collections after they got through like 10% of their catalog. If you are simply not lazy and you actually do this for every single bottom of funnel money page, it is practically impossible for you not to outrank like 99% of your competitors. It's literally it. It takes a few hours of commitment to do a relatively boring task, and it will help you outrank them and unlock a literal probably, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 extra turn on your time that you spent like 1 or 2 days on over the next few years of your brand's lifetime. If you invest, I don't know, 5, 10 hours doing all of your product and collection pages, like to add $10,000 a month or more for every single month to your brand for the rest of eternity, feels like a pretty good trade-off to me, right? It's going to suck early on, but it's going to make you so much money down the road. Step 4 here. Write blog content to cover all of your funnels. There is a fundamental misunderstanding about the function of blog content, especially in e-commerce. Everyone thinks it's meant to drive traffic, and yeah, in some cases that's true, that's a benefit, right? And depending on really how your brand operates and your conversion window and all those things, like traffic may be the primary metric. For most e-commerce brands, blog traffic is not even, the traffic a blog drives is not even the second biggest benefit of it. It's actually the third biggest benefit. So here's the deal. Blog traffic does 3 things. The first and most important is it helps you build topical authority, which directly helps your product and collection pages rank higher. This is the biggest lever because most e-com brands make the most amount of money by ranking product and collection pages in the number 1, 2, or 3 spot on Google, right? That should make sense. Topical authority is also how you outrank Amazon because Amazon doesn't write blogs. They will never devote their energy to writing blogs, and I don't even think you can on Amazon, right? No FBA seller is going to go write a blog or even build out like a subdomain to publish blogs to their Amazon listing. Like they're just not going to do it. It doesn't exist. Second biggest benefit, blogs act as a landing point for backlinks, right? And number 3, finally, is they actually drive middle and top funnel traffic. These are the order of benefits as it pertains to e-commerce. This is a uniquely different strategy than B2B or a SaaS product, for example, where B2B companies or SaaS owners are far more interested in booking demos and sales calls and signing customers up for free trials than they are in selling products right away. Traditional D2C, like the conversion window on average is so much shorter than a B2B conversion window. Okay, so you need to focus on bottom of funnel because if someone's searching for something at the bottom of the funnel, like they're probably going to buy it, right? But if a B2B person is searching for like, best video software, best, project manager tool, like they're going to try out like 15 different ones before they actually do it. And they're like still like probably a year away from actually getting a customer as a B2B owner. All of the pressure really and all of the value of an e-commerce SEO strategy rests on the product and collection pages, the money pages. That's why they're literally called that. Okay, so blog traffic's good, but if you don't do anything with it, it doesn't matter at all, right? So this is why, because like we're talking about making money here, like this is why we do the money pages first, and then we actually move up the funnel and do the blog after, right? You move up into the middle of the funnel for a particular keyword. You must also cover the entire middle of the funnel before you go to the top, right? So just as I used the example before with like 10 products and 10 collections, you need to do the entire middle of the funnel for a single product or single collection before you do the top of the funnel for that same product or same collection. Once you've completed that whole funnel, then you should move on to the next one. The reason being is after you've completed the first one, however long that takes you, a few days, few weeks, few months even maybe, while you move on to the second, third, and fourth one, the first one's actually going to start monetizing and making you money. But if you just did the middle of the funnel or like just a few random haphazard blogs for the whole website, you're not going to make any money ever. So like you just stack and compound your wins over each funnel and you're going to start making money, and it's going to be scalable forever. Right? Everyone wants to start writing blogs because they drive traffic and they think, oh yeah, great. This is like just some great dopamine hit. Okay. This is a distraction. You do not do SEO for e-com to drive traffic. You do it to make money. Work up the funnel one at a time. And I promise you that you're going to outrank all of your competitors and make way more money than all of them over time. And there's one last step to finally beating them. Consistently building backlinks and internal links as well, really. So your technical foundation is sound, bottom funnel is optimized, and you've started to write a few blogs. You're ready to start making money. At the same time as you're writing your blogs, and this part is really important, you need to also regularly build internal links, not just backlinks, internal links. So internal links are faster and much easier to build than backlinks because you have total control over them, right? And they alone in some niches can actually help you outrank competitors without even having to build any backlinks. So here's a few things to remember about internal links. You need to build an internal link from every single blog you write within a funnel to the bottom of a funnel page in that same funnel. Okay, so let's use the sunscreen example, right? If you have a product page that's selling, organic face sunscreen, every blog in that funnel, middle and top, all of them need to have an internal link pointing to that product page. Okay, end of discussion. Has to happen. You also need to build internal links between blogs in the same funnel or cluster, if you want to visualize it that way, using relevant long tail anchors that clearly indicate the content of the page you're linking to. So, if you have a blog about the benefits of organic face sunscreen, the anchor you use should be something along those lines. It should be something like, why organic facial sunscreen is good for you, or the health benefits of organic facial sunscreen, right? But if you just use an anchor, if you're trying to link to that blog post, the benefits of organic facial sunscreen, and you just link facial sunscreen, that doesn't offer any context to users, and nor does it help you out with Google, right? You need to be using anchors in a way that's going to tell users where they're going to end up, and also search engines where they're going to end up. That way you can rank for those keywords where you actually want that traffic, okay? Last thing here, the one thing to remember about internal links is you always either build them down the funnel or adjacent in the funnel, okay? So we already talked about building them from a blog to a product page or a collection page. That's clearly down the funnel. However, you don't want to build them from a product or collection page to a blog post because that's clearly up the funnel. You don't want to build them in reverse like that. You can build them between similar collections. So if I had a organic facial sunscreen, I also had a mineral facial sunscreen product or collection, then I could build those between because they're similar, right? They're at the bottom of the funnel and they're so specific on keywords, but users may be interested in both, so I can link between both. And once you're on a product page, literally don't build another link off a product page. Do not build links on another page, and you're just giving them a chance to escape up the funnel, right? And you're going to lose them, probably. The only link you maybe ever should build on a product page is shipping info, but even then you should probably just embed that on the product page. That way you don't give them a chance to leave. I hear this all the time, but I think backlinks are a kind of a black box that no one really seems to know much about. But here's the simplest way of explaining it. A backlink is simply a hyperlink from another website to yours, or really any hyperlink from any website to any other website. There are hundreds of ways to get them. The most scalable way to do so is just simply by paying for them. A good backlink costs anywhere from $100 to $400 a link, and you can set aside a budget each month to build a few. You can be effective with 1 to 1.5K a month, seriously. You don't need hundreds or even thousands of backlinks like PR agencies say you do, or link building agencies try to sell you on. We usually average 5 to 15 a month, and all of our brands do extremely well. We have an internal QA process that we use to evaluate every link. I actually just dropped a video on that, so check that out. And this is how we're able to get so much value out of just a few links. You should build them to your homepage, your collection pages, and your blog posts, but you should never build them to your product page. The reason is that Google will ignore them, okay? No user on the internet is going to build a link to a product page out of the kindness of their heart. They're always going to do it if they've been paid or they've got an affiliate deal. So Google will ignore that, all right? For anchors, use a mix of broad, phrase match, and branded anchors. Brand anchors are for sure the safest ones if you're worried about a Google penalty, but even with a healthy mix of others, you'll be fine. I've been paying for links for 4 years. Never been penalized. I will say lately we have been trending more along branded, and it's going really well for us. Once the link authority actually hits your site, so once the backlink juice is what people call it, hits your site, your internal links are going to help distribute that authority, or that juice if you want to call it, around your site to the most important pages, aka your collections and your products. Okay, seriously, that is it. These 5 simple steps will help you outrank 99% of your e-commerce competitors, even Amazon. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned I helped the brand grow from 3K to 343K in 48 days using this process, and a ton of other brands do the exact same thing. So if you're still hesitant to apply this process and want to see how this comes together, I recommend you go watch this breakdown video I've made of how we actually achieve these crazy results. Also, remember to like and subscribe to this video if it was useful and you want to learn more about e-com SEO. Peace.